Your money isn't disappearing. Your attention is. Most people think they're broke because they don't earn enough. But that's not the full truth. A lot of people are broke because they can't focus long enough to escape. Because their brain is trapped in a loop. Scroll, consume, crave, repeat. And that loop doesn't just steal time, it steals decision-making. By the end of this video, you'll recognize the addiction you never named. Today, I'm going to show you the dopamine trap that keeps people financially distracted and why breaking it feels like withdrawal. The trap isn't the phone. It's what the phone trains your brain to expect. Most people think distraction is a habit, but distraction is deeper than that. Distraction is conditioning. It teaches your brain that boredom is danger, that silence is wrong, that stillness needs to be interrupted. And once your brain is trained this way, focus doesn't feel normal. Focus feels like deprivation. So even when you want to change, your mind doesn't cooperate. Because it isn't choosing comfort. It's choosing what it thinks is survival. Dopamine isn't the reward, it's the chase. Most people think dopamine is pleasure. It isn't. Dopamine is anticipation. It's the chemical that says, go get it. Check again. Maybe this time. Which means dopamine doesn't make you satisfied. It makes you restless. And restless people don't build wealth. They consume. This is why you feel empty right after you buy something. The excitement isn't in owning. It's in clicking. The moment it arrives, your brain is already searching for the next hit. Satisfaction isn't the goal, stimulation is. This is what makes the dopamine trap so brutal. It's not designed to make you happy. It's designed to make you repeat, to check again, to refresh again, to spend again. And once you notice it, you realize something terrifying. You weren't chasing joy. You were chasing interruption. Because interruption feels like escape. You are not weak. You are being engineered. Your brain evolved to seek novelty, but the modern world weaponized novelty. Every app, every ad, every algorithm is designed for one thing, to keep you chasing. Because the longer you chase, the more you spend. Not just money, but attention. And attention is the real currency. If you can't focus, you can't escape. Wealth requires patience. But patience is impossible when your brain is trained to expect stimulation every 10 seconds. So the future gets delayed. Again and again, until you look up one day and years are gone. Distraction doesn't steal minutes, it steals years. This is why the trap is financial. Because wealth doesn't come from one decision. It comes from thousands of small decisions made consistently over time. And the dopamine loop doesn't just interrupt one decision. It interrupts the entire chain. It turns the future into a blurred concept. It turns your life into later, tomorrow, soon. And soon is where dreams go to die. Your spending isn't random, it's regulation. People don't spend impulsively because they love stuff. They spend impulsively because their brain is overwhelmed. Distraction creates stress. Stress demands relief. And spending is one of the fastest relief buttons you have. So you buy, not because you want it, but because your nervous system wants quiet. Most people are buying peace, not products. And the more distracted you are, the more your brain craves quick relief, which means your bank account becomes the price of your emotional regulation. The purchase isn't the problem. The relief is. This is why people don't feel better after spending. Because the brain isn't buying the object. It's renting relief. And relief always expires. So when the feeling fades, your mind doesn't say, "That didn't work." It says, "Do it again." That's the loop. Not greed. Not irresponsibility. A nervous system trying to quiet itself. When the noise stops, your mind gets louder. This is the part nobody warns you about. When you reduce stimulation, you don't feel calm. You feel anxious. Because your brain has been using distraction as anesthesia. So when it's removed, everything you were avoiding surfaces. That's why people relapse into scrolling. Not because they love it, because silence feels unbearable. Withdrawal isn't just drugs. It's any lost comfort loop. Your brain doesn't want focus. It wants relief. You don't need more discipline. You need a different environment. This is why willpower fails here. Because the dopamine trap isn't a bad decision. It's a habitat. You're living in a world designed to trigger you. So if you want a different result, you need a different environment. Not forever. Just enough to retrain your nervous system to tolerate quiet again. Because quiet is where your future gets built. You don't beat dopamine with willpower. You beat it with friction. If you try to defeat dopamine with discipline, you lose. Because discipline is a weak weapon against a system built to hijack your brain. The solution is friction. Make distraction inconvenient. Make focus easy. Because your brain always chooses the path of least resistance. So design the resistance. A wealthy mind is a protected mind. Protect your attention like it's money, because it is. And once focus returns, your choices return. Your patience returns, and your future stops feeling imaginary. If you can control your attention, you can control your money. If this felt uncomfortably true, subscribe. Your problem was never motivation. It was stimulation. And once you see the trap, you can finally step out of it.